Welcome to Why Such a Fuss, an exciting new channel dedicated to help individuals and businesses to learn more about data protection in a way that is easy and engaging. I'm Christina from CVG Solutions, and I am a fully qualified data protection professional. I am passionate about educating, empowering, and enabling businesses to thrive. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel and help us to spread the word. Data protection is there for a reason. It protects you, your family, loved ones, customers, employees from coming to harm through the use of personal data. So make sure you click subscribe. Now, get ready to embark on a journey of growth and knowledge as we dive into the world of data protection. I'm delighted to have Karen Levett joining me today. Karen is a managing partner at Live Chat Factory and provides excellent customer services through live chat. Welcome to the podcast, Karen.
Thank you, Christina, and thanks for having me. No, it's great to be here.
You're very welcome. Karen, would you like to explain a bit more about what it is that you do at Live Chat Factory?
Yes, I would love to. So, Live Chat Factory, we are an outsourced digital contact center. So we do all the normal things you'd expect in a contact center, like pick up the phones, live chat, email service, answer social media, but we enhance all those services with AI capabilities. So that just makes it a lot more efficient, streamlines, and with a lot more to offer.
So what do you mean by AI capability? What does that do?
So, for instance, say on emails, for instance, so we use AI to go through hundreds of emails. So we have clients and and for their customers, we're looking at all the emails. So we look at ones that we may have to do urgently. AI capabilities help us do that. And also it's great for putting emails into a structure. So these are the ones that are about deliveries, say. These are the ones where people are complaining. And it just gives you an idea. And also it's great for reporting. I mean, with live chat, it would be around chat assist, making sure we've got canned responses that are appropriate, always with a real person. Even with the emails, everything's done with a real person. But all we do is harness the digital capabilities. So we're making sure we're as speedily and efficient as possible for our clients and making sure their customers have them personal responses. So we're not like bots.
No.
Some people are you real people? Yes, we are. But it's kind of just making sure we're doing the best we can. And some clients of ours have a lot of customers and they want to respond to them in a timely fashion. That's where we come in and make sure that happens.
Yes. And also, I suppose the AI helps you to not only to better perform in terms of productivity, but also to have more of a standardized kind of service, as well as personalized, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, it is consistent. That is one of our benefits of being with us. We have consistent customer service. So if a customer's open 9 to 5, that's what we do for them. There's no breaks, there's no lunches. Now, AI does help us in terms of being consistent. Yes, that's absolutely sure. Because it can help us be speedy, we can respond to people quickly. So when we've not got a backlog, we're not wading through things. So we're moving forward rather than, constantly doing a catch up.
Organizations that develop AI are starting to consider what is called privacy by design and by default. So in other words, putting in those features that are sort of GDPR friendly, so to speak. But like you say, is quite a long way away. And there is also gap in legislations. We don't actually have, for example, an AI Act in the UK, or at least not yet. So at the moment, it's very much reliant on organizations to do the right thing.
It is. And
And
I think a lot of it is driven in the US, and I think it'd be great to see more of it in the UK, that
yeah,
we drive our own rules. That would be good, because they are very different. I know the framework is potentially the same. They're looking for, at the end of the day, we're all looking to protect our customers' data. But yeah, it would be good to see something driven by the UK, around AI.
yes, it would. Okay, so let's move away from AI because that it's a topic,
Sorry.
on its own. I asked the question because I was
I know.
curious.
On forever.
So, yeah, so that's a big topic. Maybe we'll do another episode on that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Um, so you mentioned GDPR, and obviously, this channel is about GDPR, and it's about sort of education or providing awareness to the listeners about the regulation, about how to apply it. So one of the reasons why I invited you here, Karen, is because obviously, you are a business owner, and in your line of work, it's important to, because you're dealing with people data, it's important to treat it in the right way. So, but I would like our audience to hear from you as a business owner rather than from me. Why is it important for you to be compliant with the GDPR?
So it's very important, firstly, but I've been a passionate advocate for GDPR since my time, believe it or not, Christina. I don't know if I've shared this with you before, as a GDPR champion at which is the
Okay, yes, you
Which
did.
consumer organisation. And it always fascinated. I can't say I actually understood it then. This is many years ago, and I think it's when the regulations first came in, and to be honest, it was quite wordy. There was a lot to learn. But even though I've gone through that training, I knew when I set my business up, this is one of the first things I have to look at. I'm dealing with customers. I'm dealing with my clients' customers. So not only am I dealing with my client, I'm dealing with their customer. So it's really important for me to get that right, to make sure I'm keeping my clients safe and to make sure I'm keeping their customers safe. So Live Chat Factory, as a business, we want to be sure and confident that that's what we're doing. So GDPR for me is all about safety, transparency, and there are regulations that sit around it, but what is the end game? What are we looking for? And for me, I'm looking for safety for my advisors, for us as a business, for my client, and for their customers.
Yeah, yeah. And it's really interesting what you just said, because that transparency, that safety, what it does, it helps you to build trust.
Absolutely.
So from your perspective, not only you're building trust with your own client, but you're actually, through your work and by being compliant with GDPR, you're facilitating your client building trust with their customers. Do you see what I mean?
I do, Christina. And I think that does. And I've seen it in action so many times, because I have clients and they're wonderful. But sometimes they don't know, are they data processors? Are they data controllers? It's kind of that's why we have experts like you, let's face it. But it's not something that you think of every day,
No.
but it's something
And
that is.
sometimes the line are so blurred, you think, which one?
I know.
Yeah.
I know, and that must be a big one for you. You must get that question
Yeah.
all the time. What am I? Am I a data processor? Am I a data controller? And honestly, it's just things like that. I know that from your support, you've helped us so much, and can't thank you enough. But I must say, just identifying that and being clear on where we are, where do we sit, and what do we need to do? It takes such a load off. It's such a peace of mind, to be honest.
But
Yeah.
you just reminded me of another client that I had. This is some time ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And they were working with the NHS, well, they still are as far as I know, and they've been discussing and trying to identify what role they were playing, both them and the NHS, and said, if you can just solve that, you're worth every penny.
And I bet you did. I bet you solved it, Christina. Of course you did.
And
Of course you
and
did.
that actually, once that was established, and and they accepted it, they were both happy to move on, put in place what needed to be put in place. And so that very often is what gets organization stuck. So once you determine it, then it's easy, because okay, so I'm a controller, so these are my obligations. Oh, I'm a processor, does it, you know what I mean? Or a joint controller, it could be a joint controller. And so yeah, so that so I do
Oh
know.
my gosh, it really is. It just makes it so much easier when you know what your roles and obligations are, and why not? And all businesses want to do the right thing. I don't know any business that would think, oh, I don't really care. Of course they care.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to have a message from the ICO or anything like that. Everybody wants to do the right thing. So, but it's sometimes it's not easy, is it? That's why having somebody come along and say, right, I can see what's happening. This is what you need to do. These are the processes you need to follow. These are the documents you need to do it. It's a no-brainer to me, Christina.
So, so would you say that being compliant with GDPR, or more than compliant, it's about embedding it in as part of the organization culture, as part of how the organization operates, that it's an asset to as part of your USP, if you want, being compliant to GDPR, or having GDPR as part of how you operate, as part of your core element. Would you say that it is?
I think it's twofold. So for us as Live Chat Factory as a business, it really helps advisors understand the limitations. I mean, we have customers of our clients come on and start giving us payment details over live chat, and we're like, what? No, please don't do that. Don't give us. And they're quite happy to share, even on the phone, before we stop recording or doing anything to protect those details. They're saying, oh yeah, this is my number and I want the X. And we're like, please, right, we're just going to put you on a secure line here. Let's do that. So but it's good having things in place like a GDPR policy and all the documents and all the understanding that sits around it to say, from that, we've now established this is how we operate. This is how Live Chat Factory operate. And it supports the advisors. It supports me as a business to know that I'm doing the right thing. But also with clients, sometimes it's to some clients, it's the first thing they think about because compliance is big in their industry. But in some clients, maybe compliance isn't as important. But I've got that there ready to say, well, yes, this is what we do. And for somebody who it's maybe not as important, I say, well, and by the way, so we've talked about everything, but now I'm going to talk to you about how we can elevate your business with transparency, GDPR good practice, any compliance that needs to be involved around their particular industry. And we can do that for you. And this is how we practice it and do it in action. So, I think it's twofold. I think seeing that good practice is good for everybody. It gives reassurance.
Yes. And also, it helps you and your clients to operate ethically, respectfully, as well as compliance or legally compliant. But it does much more than that. To a certain degree, it kind of forces you to operate with a higher standard, which is good. Yeah, because it's good for the business, it's good for, in your case, the end consumer as well as the client that provides them with the services, and you'll be sort of kind of in the middle, so to speak. So, okay, so before we close, Karen,
Mhm.
would because obviously you've purchased my GDPR toolkit, we've had a few calls, you've asked for my advice and input. Would you recommend CVG Solutions?
Would I? Of course I would. 100%. I mean, to me, I think every business should have a CVG Solutions. That didn't come out very easy, did it? CVG Solutions. I said it very fast. CVG Solutions. Look, definitely, Christina. I would highly recommend you. I would recommend the toolkit. The toolkit's great. It's something that's in your back pocket. It's all those documents done for you. And also, what I like is you're very good at updating regulations. So, even though there's not always tenfold regulations always being updated, but when they are, you're on it and you're quick to let us know. I'm guessing your
Yeah.
client base know about it. So, for me, I think you're an absolute godsend. I love what you do. We definitely use the toolkit. I've printed out so many of the documents. We use them, even things like right to be forgotten, all of that. We've got all that to hand. It's a no-brainer for me. Use CVG Solutions, and she hasn't paid me, by the way. I really do mean it. Amazing, Christina, what you do.
Thank you very much, Karen. Yeah, there's no bribery going on here.
No, definitely. All compliant. No, seriously, I think you're great at what you do. And yeah, great. I
Like,
mean, as I say, I did the training and after the training, I didn't understand it. So having you for me is great.
yeah, well, thank you very much, Karen. And you're good at what you do. So that's great.
We stay in our lane, Christina.
Thank you ever so much for joining me, Karen. It's been an absolute pleasure. Would you like to share the contact details if anyone in my audience would like to get in touch with you and get a better understanding of your services and how they can support them?
Absolutely. So I'm Karen Levett from Live Chat Factory. If you would like to contact me, you can email me at karen@livechatfactory.live, or you please feel free to call me on 07 504 512287. Love to talk to you. Love to chat.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Karen. And if any of you would like to know more about GDPR and how it applies to your business, you can email me at info@cvgsolutions.co.uk or just look for CVG Solutions on LinkedIn, or Facebook and Instagram. And we're also on YouTube and Spotify. So please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thank you, Christina.